Welcome back to part 3 of this demo series on SQL Server protection using NetApp SnapCenter and BlueXP backup and recovery for VMs on VMC FSxN. In part 1 and part 2, we covered the installation of BlueXP backup and recovery for VMs and successfully triggered a backup for the SQL Server. In this part, I will demonstrate the restore capability both in place and to an alternate host and the cloning capability of NetApp SnapCenter. To restore from a backup, click on the backup and select Restore. This will take you to the Restore wizard. First choose Restore to an alternate host and provide the host name, instance name, and the name for the database. Make sure the destination file that you provide here exists in the hosts. Click Next. Choose the log backups if you want to apply them to the restore databases. Keep the other settings to default and move to the summary page. Click on Finish. Now the restore job will start. Click on the running job and you will be able to see all the subtasks in progress. For the restore purpose, the backup will get mounted to the vSphere client. Let's go to the vSphere client and you will see the additional data store that got mounted. Let's go back to the SnapCenter UI and let's wait for restore to finish. So restore is completed now. Let's visit the SQL host and connect to the SQL instance. You will start seeing the restored database here. Let's go to the drive that you have mentioned during the restore process, and here you will be able to see the VMC DB data as well as VMC DB log, which is available now. So this concludes the restoration to an alternate location. In instance of corruption or accidental database deletion, an in-place restore can be performed by selecting the same SQL host and choosing to override the database with the same name during restore. Rest of the things I'll keep it to the default. Moving on to the summary page and click Finish. So restore job is in progress. Click on the running job. You'll be able to see all the subtasks. So restore is now completed. If we go back and visit the SQL host and refresh the databases, you will start seeing the database is now available. Moving on to the cloning capability, select the backup and choose the clone from backup option. Determine the location and name for the clone, apply the logs if you wish to, and initiate the cloning process. Clone is nothing but an exact read-write copy of the database which can be utilized for dev test purposes without touching the production environment. It is a fast operation using NetApp's FlexClone technology. Now the clone is in progress. This will also mount that backup to the vSphere client. So if we go to the vSphere client, you will see one data stores got mounted, and if we click on the VMs, we'll start seeing the VM as well as database hosted on that. So clone is now completed. Let's close this. Let's click on the VMC DB, and in the topology you will start seeing the clone. Let's close this. Let's refresh resources, and a separate database will be available as a clone here that can be used as a separate database and can be split from the parent as well. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This marks the end of the 3-part demo series on SQL Server protection using NetApp SnapCenter and BlueXP backup and recovery for VMs for VMC FSxN. Thank you so much.